Hi everyone, Tony Broadbent here. I'm here with Doug Johnson today, and we're here today to talk about a leadership tool that we've used in our business planning. It's a book titled It's Your Ship by Captain D. Michael Abrashoff, former commander of the USS Benfold. So Doug, let's get right into it. What does the captain mean when he says it's your ship?
Tony, he's specifically talking about empowerment, and it's the core leadership principle that's taught in the book. And he often asked the crew of his ship, is there a better way to do this? Time after time, when he asked that question of the crew, the answer was yes. And then the effort was made to try to implement processes into making it fun to make those changes and do things in a better, more efficient way. And Tony, oftentimes when we do this, we talk about empowerment, we create some potential problems with our people. So let's talk a little bit about that.
Yes, we have a lot of rules and policies in our business, as do many businesses, and certainly the Navy's one of those. In today's world, those rules and policies need to be treated as guidelines whenever possible. If a team member has a way of doing things that's better, that rule or policy is up for negotiation as long as it will not put our organization at risk. Our leaders have got to understand that there are better ways of doing things, and oftentimes those ideas come from the lower decks. To do this, we have to let our people make a decision to solve a problem. That's what we're creating, is a culture of problem solving. Sometimes they won't get the result that they're hoping for. We need to be careful not to reprimand them for making a decision and doing their best. The captain made it clear when he said leadership is mostly the art of doing simple things very well.
You know, Tony, and that's great. And sometimes, unfortunately, we have people that maybe don't meet our expectations. And more than anything else, our people appreciate honesty, even if they're performing poorly. Poor performers, as the captain indicates, must be shed quickly, but only after you have given them a chance. You must be open and honest with them and be clear in your expectations and be clear on what the consequences will be if improvement doesn't happen very soon. Now, speaking of results, Tony, let's talk about what some of his results were.
Great. The captain's ship, the USS Benfold, broke all kinds of performance records and set a new standard in the U.S. Navy. Not an easy thing to do considering its 272 years of history. The captain said his role was to create a climate to unleash their potential. But Doug, how do you think the captain and also his leadership team were able to unleash their own potential?
This was a pretty key principle that he taught in there, and sometimes is a little bit harsh on the self-introspection. And that is, when the captain did not get the results he wanted, he had to ask himself, am I part of the problem? And then he asked, did I clearly articulate the goals? Did I give them enough time and resources to accomplish what we wanted to do? Did I give them enough training? He then said, I discovered that 90% of the time, I was at least as much part of the problem as many of our people were.
Awesome. Now let's talk about the results we found in our own organization. As with most leadership training, I felt the greatest improvement was how I view my role as a leader. And that is, we've got to focus on the important part of our responsibility. We've got a responsibility to not be an order giver, but to be a people developer. We need to improve our communication skills from being the boss to being one who cultivates talent. In other words, we've got to be a coach that our people will want to play for.
Absolutely. And the captain summarizes in his playbook what he calls his commandments. There happens to be 10 of them, coincidentally. And he lists those out. And then he talks about a very key principle in the end, and that is we all feel satisfaction for a job well done. But the greatest satisfaction is the higher personal achievement. And he indicates our satisfaction comes from helping others achieve their highest potential. And that's really what brings all of us some great personal satisfaction in our lives too. So we want to wish everyone in their organization the best of luck, and remember, it truly is your ship. Thanks.
Thanks, everyone.